they must have maybe written to each other by mail, just like the one in Warsaw.
There was a cousin in Warsaw?
There was a cousin in Warsaw that was a Roman that was still living on the property that my grandfathers came from, that they owned.
He owned property in Warsaw?
The family. There was family property.
You went to visit that property?
No, I never saw there. I never got to any place where he had been. When I went to Poland, and my train, I went by train from London, came into Warsaw Station at night, I was about freaked out. The Russians had been there. This was 1989, and this was not a Poland that I thought it was. It was a big city, dark. There was like no food. If you got to the restaurant on time, you might get fed, but you wouldn't have a choice. You'd get whatever there was, and there were homeless people living in the train station. It just seemed very dark and very scary. So the next morning, as fast as I could, I got on another train and went down to Zakopane and just had a vacation.
But you knew where the property was?
No, I knew of it. It was north of Warsaw. I don't know how I would have got there if I don't drive and I don't know, but I didn't have enough language even to, if I wanted to go looking at some place that wasn't in a tour book, Zakopane was in a tour book.
So, who was the cousin in Warsaw, and how long did that cousin write?
I guess my mother must have had some correspondence with her. In those days, you did. You wrote to people. It took time. But I remember the letter especially, and I somewhere have written down her address, so she wouldn't be there now, because she was the age of my mother. My mother's would be 100 if she was living right now. I can't remember her name, except it was, might have been, it wasn't Christina, it was their Polish sounding name, Celestina something, Roman, and she was married to a Roman, I guess, and maybe must have sent her some money because things were very hard before right around the time they were into the war before we were, so that would have been in the 30s, in fact, late 30s, and once my mother sent her some money, and it wasn't much, it was a few dollars, and we didn't have anything to send, really. And she said, thank you very much, but she said it's not much help. I don't know if she said that or somebody else said that they could have used a cow. She should have given them a cow, then that would have made their life a little better. Ooh, they're having something delivered for their party. So, yeah, Mimi kind of got caught up in her own life after that. Things were happening to us in the 40s.
So your grandfather came over before World War I?
Everybody came over right at the turn of the century. They came over. The first children were born, I think, in 1898 was Mariana born. Yeah, maybe it was born 1910. She was one of the younger children. So I told you when they came over.
And you were born in 1925? 1929?
Papa was born 25. I was born in 29. I was born the day of the bank falling through, the beginning of the Depression, when people were jumping out of windows. It's like...
The very day?
Yeah, a historic birth. Yeah, I think so. Is that our baby?
Yeah.
Is she coming this way?
No, she went in the bathroom to get water balloons or something. But people are starting to go home, so I'm going to go get her.
Yeah, I think they are.